Shop, where the mind meets the eyes, hands, and heart. I'm Tom Grissom. In our last episode, I introduced a new prototype of a Moxon-Style device that I've been working on over the summer, using a simple set of handheld weights, dumbbells, and 3 slices of plywood. This works very well. It's a little bit lighter weight. It only uses a 3/4 inch plywood, so as I mentioned in the last episode, there is a little bit of bowing and flexing involved. However, if you're just doing light hobbyist type work, that sometimes can work to your advantage. So let's say that you're building model airplanes or something like that. You can very simply take whatever project that you're working on, place it in the vise, just simply screw on one side and then the other, and then it very quickly secures your work that you're working on. So whether you're doing, model airplanes, radio controlled cars, model railroading, any type of light duty hobbyist type work, this prototype with the 3/4 inch plywood may be enough for you. It's always nice to have a third hand, so if you need to clamp on a special piece and maybe glue something together, or maybe we need to refine something so we can use like some special sanding sticks or something. So it makes it very handy, and then it's also very easy to reposition this work. Just simply unscrew and tighten it back up again, and it makes it very, very easy to reposition the work and work on whatever you want to do. So light duty, this prototype may be enough for you. One of the reasons that I like this so much is it's just elegantly simple. There's not a lot to it. You can easily make this in an afternoon, and it's going to be very beneficial for you to work. So that's version 1, or the original prototype. Whenever you're finished, you can just take this, hang it up on the wall, or if you would like, you can just simply unscrew the collars and set this on a shelf and just disassemble. It's very quick to do. So version 2, I decided to beef it up a little bit and address some of that flex issue that that version 1 had. So let me bring out version 2 here. Here is version 2, the beefed up version. This is made out of all 2x4s. I have 6 24-inch 2x4s here, and then the 7th 2x4 is 30 inches. I made 3 inches on each end to make for those F-style clamps if you wanted to secure it to the workbench. So it's a lot heavier duty working with it that way, but once again I wanted to make this modular. So the other thing that I did was I placed these handheld weight sets 13 inches on center, so that gives me the capability to put a full 12-inch board in between if I need to clamp something in between these 2 handheld weight dumbbells. So one of the very common things that I do is work on a 2x4, so we can adjust this, and because it has both a front and back on these spin collars, that gives you a lot of flexibility with what you can place in the work. So I've got my example here. Now I've got some counter boards right here. If I want to place this in here, I can very quickly put that in there. Let me bring it back here over the edge so I can get to these spin locks a little easier. Once I have whatever material it is that I want to put that in. And then I mentioned the other one had a little bit of a problem with racking, and one way to avoid that on these Moxon-style vices is simply on the other end to put material of the same thickness on the other end. That will help prevent some of the racking. But this is a lot heavier duty vise. And I ran into a problem. Just my handheld pressure wouldn't work sometimes whenever I wanted to crank these knobs. I had to make a special wrench. So this is just the star shape. I just simply took one of these knobs and placed it on a piece of plywood, traced around it, and made a handle with it. So this serves as a special type of wrench. This gives me a lot more leverage. So whenever I start to tighten this up now with this wrench, you're really putting the torque to it, and as I said before, it doesn't take a lot, and these things hold solidly. You can fasten this to your workbench with the F-style clamps if you like. Go ahead and loosen this. The other advantage of this in version 2, most vices have a quick release feature, or a lot of the better vices have a quick release feature. So I thought about that whenever I was designing this particular one, and my version of quick release is this. You just simply take out the middle sections here. Instead of drilling the holes, I made a cutout, so you can just simply lift these 3 2x4s out. These are all modular, and whenever you do that, you basically end up with 1.5 inches, 3 inches, 4.5 inches right there that you can add to the clamping capacity of whatever it is that you want to clamp. So let's say that I wanted to clamp, common 1x6 or a 2x6, 5.5 inches wide. I can just simply put this in here, take out those 3 middle things, and it makes it the 3 middle spacers, and it makes it very easy to quickly clamp whatever it is that you want to work. Now this works very well, 8 inches, and you can go up to 10 inches wide if you take off this other spacer out there as well. So it makes it very easy, very modular to do. And as I said before, I've got these F-style clamps. I drilled a little bit of a hole right here on this wing. Well, you can see that right there on the camera right there. But I can place the F-style clamp in that hole and clamp it securely to my bench, whatever it is that I'm working on. And again, that's one of the beauties of this particular vise, is it's small enough, it's modular enough that you can adapt it to your needs and secure it. If you want to permanently mount it on a workbench, again, that's easy enough to do as well. But let me crank this down just a little bit. So let me grab my wrench, put that on there, and then, as I said, that is solid right now. That board's not going anywhere. If you needed to do some sanding or do a little bit of carving, whatever it might be, you have that. And this wrench is needed for this little bit larger version, what I'm calling version 2 of this Moxon-style vise. So I can loosen that up and then take that work out. Whenever I'm finished, I can put my 3 spacers back in. Very easy, quick release. Put it back in here. Very quickly put it in. And then tighten this back up. And whenever I'm finished for the day, I can just set this off to the side, take off the F-clamp, and you're ready to go on to the next job, whatever it is you're wanting to do. So this is version 2. I have one more video, at least one more video. I still have a few more ideas bouncing around in my head. But the next version, I'll show you another improvement, what I'm calling version 3. So until next time, this is Tom Grissom. Keep on learning and making.